started building, and up there, that big clump of trees straight ahead is where the clubhouse is going to be. It's called the Roundel. Just in front of the clubhouse, just in front of those trees there, is going to be the clubhouse, with houses built all around it. We'll walk up there now and have a look at the course and there it is. Now up on the Roundel. The Roundel is going to be a series of houses, secondary homes built around the outside of this clump of trees, which they're going to keep. And that's where the leisure club is going to be built, just there. And directly in front of me, this sign shows us where the clubhouse is going to be. The view from the clubhouse is going to be quite interesting, just down here. That's the 18th fairway coming up there to the 18th green, just here. Moving round, you see the tee. The far tee is the tee for the 16th hole, going off down that way. In front of that you've got what would be the, I think, the 9th green. Over there you've got the distance between the trees, you've got the 15th green, and then closest to us, the first tee and 9th tee, a combined tee, double tee for the first and 10th, not first and 9th, first and 10th. And now we're going to have a look down the first fairway, which takes us straight down there. 193 yards, par 4. Goes just to the left of that bush there along the fairway, sort of towards that big oak tree you can see in the distance, and then bends slightly around to the right. I was wrong there. I've reached that bush, which we play to the left of. It doesn't bend round to the right, it goes slightly to the left, almost straight towards the big oak tree that you can see straight in front. And down there you can see the first green, just below the oak tree. So this should be the second shot in. And there's the first green. Probably can't see on the video, but it's really undulates quite a lot. It slopes generally from front up to the back of the green, but lots of bumps and hollows in it. After the first green, we move round here. We're looking into the sun a bit now, so it might not come out too well, to the second tee just in front of us. Back the other way, and it's a par 3 for 177 yards. The main difficulty about this one is that the green up there has the large oak trees again just on the left of the green, which are going to tangle anything that goes slightly left. Here we are, here's the second green. Sort of wide green, narrow from back to front. And it looks as if there's going to be this nasty bunker right in front of it. Here are the two large, two large oak trees, another one behind, on the left of the green. The third tee is going to be somewhere in this corner. This corner at the moment is where all the work machinery is kept, or heaps of topsoil and gravel, stuff like that. There's the contractor's compound. And the third was a long par 5 of 525 yards, which goes straight down the hill there, keeping the wood. On the left of the fairway is this area here, which is going to be the practice ground. That's between the third fairway and the road into Overstone School. Carrying on looking down the third fairway, it's blackthorn wood on the right, and we bend round to the right all the way down the hill. I'll show you what we see around the corner in a minute. Right, I've probably walked about 300 yards now from the tee. If I swing round, begin to see the green. You can just about see the green. It's the light patch. There's the third green in the front. Behind it you can see the fifth green, and it's quite a drop downhill onto that green. Third green, fairly vicious looking bunker spreading out around in front of it here. If I look back round, that's where we've come down over that hill up there, and this area is one that is causing quite a bit of problem, because with all the rains we've had recently, it's discovered loads and loads of springs coming out of that bank under the trees opposite. They've had to completely redo the drainage in that fairway over there, which is the fifth. It's a good job they've discovered it at this stage rather than after the course was opened, so they should be able to get all that sorted out, which means that this part of the course may in fact be a bit late opening. I've just come round to the other side of the third green. The green is on top of that mound there. I'm standing on what is probably going to be the fourth tee. It's all been completely demolished since I was last here. So that lake there has been more or less drained, and the fourth green is going to be over there. 137 yards, par 3. Most of what's in between the tee and the green on the left hand side will be lake when this lake here is filled up again. And green, fourth green, a little par 3 is just up here somewhere. I don't know whether you can see that because I'm pointing straight at the sun at the moment. This, which is the fourth, the par 3 from over there, coming onto the green around here. And the next hole, the fifth, the tee is way back along in the corner there. Fifth tee. The fifth is a par 4 of just 301 yards. One of the guys in the office when we first came down and looked at the course said he'd play it with something like a 7-iron and a 7-iron. Seems a bit optimistic to me. Just beyond the trees on the left you've got that lake that we just walked past. New drainage channels they've been putting in recently, all going across this fairway. All the way along it, having to drain all this bank down into the where the lake is going to be. Just fifth green. Big oak tree at the back of the green. There's a big drop, big bank down between the green and that oak tree, and the stream will be coming in all around that side of the green, going into the lake down there. But a nice bank on the right, so anything going right, as long as it doesn't go too far and into the woods. Drive is right up over the hill there towards those trees. It's 416 yards uphill, mostly for the first half. Right, there's the 6th tee back there. Walked up to the top of the hill, and that's a look back around the 5th and 4th and the 3rd green. When it's done, that's going to be probably the most beautiful part of the course. It's really lovely, but at the moment it's all a bit churned up and muddy. Anyway, the 6th fairway is this, and green is up there on the hill, straight towards that oak tree. Up there. Lots of very nasty bunkers and holes and banks and things. And then beyond it, over there, the 7th tee. Very nasty slopes on this green, mainly sloping down towards the front, particularly in this front, what would be the right hand corner. And there's the fairway beyond, the tee right back down there, where that digger is, just to the left of there, behind the oak tree. 7th tee, beyond that the 8th green. So if we swing round, you can see the 7th fairway, straight down towards that big brown patch. You can see this fairway has been shaped, contoured, and you can see the green right over in the far corner of the course. And beyond that, in the woods over there, is a small lovely lake called the Pike Pond. It's private property, and I can see some people wandering about in it, but I'll go over to the corner and see if we can get a sneak look in there. And then just back around this track here, we'll come to the 8th tees. We are the 8th tees. Fairly ordinary looking hole, this one. 416 yards back up into the corner near the road into Overstone School. To make it a bit more interesting, I don't know whether you can see in the grass there's a faint red line. It's beginning to fade now, which looks as if it's where they're going to mark out a bunker. About 2/3 of the way up the fairway. And also this whole area here, from the 3rd to the 8th, you notice, apart from the obvious woods around the background, a distinct lack of trees. There is a kitty, thousands and thousands of pounds, for planting trees in this area, so that should all be done, I would think, over the winter. So it should be a lot more interesting. Here it is, the 8th green. Lots of nasty slopes and that very high corner back right and front right, two very nasty pot bunkers they're building. 9th tee, just beyond it is the 11th tee. So we head up there straight between those two trees, in between the what looks like an oak, I think, maybe, and the cedar. The big cedar tree that we've just walked past is right at the top. We're now way down below that, coming back down towards the green, which is just down here, just past this one, which is an oak tree, building some horrendous bunkers and ditches and things just in front of the green. Almost looks as if there's going to be a stream coming around in front here. Maybe. Certainly two enormous bunkers there, right in front of the green. Still, it is a par 5, so you drive just short of them with your second, and then flip it over. First fairway, remember that bush, which was one of the things we aimed to just miss on the first tee. Well, the 10th fairway runs alongside the first fairway, in fact between the first fairway just over there and the 9th fairway, which we've just come down from up near the cedar tree on the top there. We're up near the cedar tree and that sycamore again, and there's the green down there. Not too much in the way of bunkers, a couple of mounds and lumps and things, and then back over there in the corner we go to the 11th tee. There's the ladies' tee directly in front, and we're going to smack the ball straight up over the hill between the two big trees, right up onto the highest point of the golf course. A pair of oak trees in fact on the right, and another large oak tree up here on the left. There's the cedar tree that we met earlier, a bit further on. and we continue on this big par 5 over the hill between that big cedar tree there and another oak tree down there, cedar of Lebanon here. Standing in the middle of the 11th fairway, just looking back down the way we've come, and over the other side of the road the 8th goes right back down into the corner where the pike pond was. We've got the 9th green, the 18th green, all the different tees, the 15th green, and continuing on round way down there, the 18th tee right across in the corner beyond the tree, you can't see it. Coming on, you've got the 16th green, 15th tee, and down here green of the hole that we're playing at the moment, the 11th, and going on round. This is fairly ominous. We're getting within reach of the 11th green. You find all these stakes in the ground spreading right across the fairway, which are obviously going to be some fairly nasty bunkers for a good player, probably to catch their massive second shot. For me, I'll probably get here in my 4th or 5th. That's where we've come, all the way back, all the way from way up there, over the hill, down here, and there's the 11th green. I must say it looks like a very large green. Looks reasonably flat, certainly a large area. That's the 15th tee over there, but we're going that way to look at the 12th tee. Big drop, massive bank down, big drop down towards the lake behind the... Standing right on the front of the 12th tee, and the next shot is up there towards the right hand end of that picket fencing you can see. I'll tell you more about that when we get up there. Big slope from right down to left all the way along here. The drive should get up there towards that picket fencing. That's the view back down the fairway of the 12th. 12th is a dog leg, 405 yards. The brochure says a solid drive at the 12th will take most players to the corner of the dog leg. Huh. And this is the picket fence that we saw from back there. And this is in fact our very own local badger set, badger colony. The sun shouldn't affect it too much. And looking round, old water trough, and the 13th tee. 13th tee, and there's our shot down to this little par 3, 164 yards. Very large bunker just there, and the large, reasonably flat. There's a lot of slopes on all of these greens. The what is it, 13th green, and just beyond it, just over there on the bank, 14th tee. Have a look at the 14th tee. Just notice there's a beautiful tree in there. Looks like metasequoia, but I doubt it, because I don't think any of them would be that big yet. Cows. Nice bridge at the top end of the lake there. And this is looking back down 14th fairway. Very nasty, narrow little fairway this. Lots of big trees on the right. And you have to go right to get a decent shot at the green when you get down there, because the green is behind that other large tree. Here we are, getting on to be about halfway down the fairway. It's only 306 yards, this hole, but it's very tight all the way, with the green behind that tree ahead and to the left. You can imagine that you have to keep your ball down here rightish of the fairway to stand a chance. It's very tight, very short hole, very interesting, very nice. Further one away is actually on a lower level than the front tee. Interesting. Lake in the background, lots of nice trees. Last time I was down here, I was walking under those trees just behind the tee there. Gorgeous large green woodpecker. 399 yards, par 4, straight up there. There's the green, directly in front of the tree ahead. There we are, nice little green, sloping forward, sloping down towards the front. Bunker on the left, bunker on the right, tree at the back, and a view back down the fairway where we've come from where those trees are down there. Having played this, we then wander back down there past all the clubhouse complex on the 16th tee. The 16th goes back down the hill. Last time I was here, there was a digger digging this what looked to be an enormous canal down here. It's not quite as deep and wide as it was. They've sort of put some topsoil in there, but it's only a definite valley going down all down the left of this fairway. And you can see that first time today we've actually come to a spot of turfing and started putting the turf on the green. Green stuff, probably why it's called green. There's the big drop down to the left of the green, and to these 3 tees, presumably the white tee, yellow tee, and the red ladies tee. Yes, we're going over the lake. Right, this is the back of the middle of the 3 tees. Just over the edge there you can see the ladies' tee down by the water's edge. Between the two, over the bank, the service road to all the houses that are going to be along the edge of the lake. So from the yellow tee we have to actually drive over the service road. It'll come in front of those trees there and in front of the yellow tee. It's just down there over that bit near to us where they're going to have the bridge to get from the 17th tee to green. Here we are, 17th green. Lake and beautiful trees. Look at the size of that oak tree there. We're surrounded by them. Beautiful tees for the monster 18th. The 18th is going to be 500 yards across that valley you see there. Right, this is the middle of the 3 tees. The latest tee you can see down there to the right. Would get as far as I am and beyond up onto the top, the other side. I say the top, it's still quite a slope up all the way for the rest of this hole. Right, we're up on the top level now, between the trees. There's on the left, and big chestnut on the right. Over there is where the bowling green and tennis courts are going to be. You can see those, maybe see those little white labels just this side of the trees there. And there's the 18th green dead ahead. Here we are then, the 18th green. Big sort of L-shaped affair. Big bunkers down there on the right. Big bunker there on the left. Finally, from the veranda in the clubhouse, look back down on the 18th green and all the way back down the 18th fairway, under the tree. Phew, knackered.